to another one that was a surprising game to watch play out. The result less surprising, though. Houston ends up pulling away from Auburn. Dominant second half from the Cougars. Pretty sleepwalky first half. I know there were a lot of injury concerns going on with Marcus Sasser, Jamal Shedd. It was good to see them turn it on in the second half and still have hope to advance to that Final Four in their hometown. Laval, what helped Houston in the second half turn this around?
I thought the most impressive thing was Tremont Marks and their bench. When Sasser and Shedd had to go out of the game, they extended the lead. That is scary if you're thinking about the rest of this tournament, because you think Houston has to have – look, they went to an Elite Eight without Marcus Sasser, but they had Jamal Shedd. Tonight, both of those guys go out for an extended period of time, and they stretch the lead out. So that, for me, like, I would not count them out at all when you're talking about, I know a lot of people picked them and a lot of people question them because of the conference, the level of quality of competition or whatever. Those dudes are legit. It is for real. When those two starting guards can sit down and they can extend the lead, good luck. Good luck. And Tremont Mark, he was tremendous.
Tremont Mark was the guy who did it when those guys were sitting. And Mark, along with Sasser, they were out for the year last year, and it was Shedd who picked it up. So I think that's what makes Houston special, right? They got three dudes in the backcourt that can all go for 20. They can all kind of, like, Mark, I was unsure again. With those two guys out, I was like, all right, what are they going to do at the point? And they just gave the ball to Mark and let him make plays. And he's so big and long that he was able to get to the line a bunch. And then you got Jarris Walker. He made a big shot in there. Jawan Roberts just does what he does and controls the glass. And Sasser, to me, the biggest thing I was looking for today, number one, obviously the game was in Birmingham. So you knew Auburn had an advantage there. I think it pissed Houston off.
I was going to say, Jeff, I was going to say the exact same thing. I think that favored Houston because that's locker room material.
No question. No question. And Sasser, I talked to somebody in that Houston program last night and today, and they said 2 days ago, Sasser could have come back in and played, right? He re-aggravated that injury, but he could have come in and played, and they felt like was fine going into today. I was still a little bit worried because you never know with an injury like this, if you tweak it, if he's going to be done for the tournament. But, at this point, you got to win each game. And playing Auburn, I just thought, again, Sasser, when he was in the game and he played like 30 minutes, looked like himself. And that's huge for me. I picked them to win the whole thing, and I feel much better about it watching Marcus Sasser today.
Here's the other thing, Greg. They, defensively, Auburn shot 16% in the second half for 23 points. So Kelvin Sampson went in the locker room. They made the adjustments. 16% and 23 points in the second half. And Auburn was rolling. They scored 41 in the first half now. They were rolling.
What do you think Kelvin said at halftime?
I would, you can imagine.
I might have a small idea of what might have plagued Auburn a little bit offensively in the second half. It's that Wendell Green did not realize that he is Wendell Green. I just want to throw that out there.
But he never does.
He does. And that's part of the charm of Wendell Green. He's a great kid. I got to interview him last season. I genuinely love watching him play, but man, some of the stuff he does just makes you.
But part of the problem is they don't have other dudes. They really don't. So, if they had some other guys, Wendell Green, although last year they had, a lottery pick, and Wendell Green still, launched plenty.
Yeah, it happens here and there. And you don't want to lose confidence to your point earlier about Arizona, Jeff. I mean, Kirk Reese is passing up open shots in crunch time now. So who knows? Got to find a middle ground between that maybe. But anyway, Houston, super impressive. I thought it was very good to see them do that with the health questions, because I think it would be good for the sport the further this team advances. Kelvin Sampson has now made 4 consecutive second weekends in NCAA tournament appearances at Houston.